As Tanya cradled her newborn daughter, she felt a rush of love mixed with worry. Destiny's tiny fingers coiled around her own, and she exchanged a tense look with her husband David. They both knew this day might come, and here it was. A little girl, beautiful and innocent, but born with a legacy that would bring her unique challenges. From the start, David had been upfront about his family condition. His mother and aunt had all experienced a genetic trait that caused them to develop beards during puberty. For generations, this trait was a source of embarrassment and relentless teasing for the women in his family. Tanya, the only girl in a family of five brothers, had imagined raising sons like her mother had, and now, faced with the reality of raising a daughter, they were both hesitant. David held Tanya's hand tightly. What if we raise her as a boy, at least until she's old enough to understand and decide for herself? We could spare her a lot of pain. Tanya's brow furrowed, but David's words started to make sense. If Destiny was perceived as a boy, she might be saved from bullying and the harsh judgment of the world. With heavy hearts and love for their child, they made their decision. They named her Destiny, a name that could be used by both boys and girls. As she grew, Destiny was encouraged into more stereotypically boyish activities. By age 3, she was toddling around the backyard with a small soccer ball, kicking it with her parents cheering her on. But Destiny's eyes would often drift to her mother's old dolls, locked in a glass cabinet. One afternoon, as Tanya found Destiny draped in a scarf around her head like a gown, she chuckled nervously. Destiny, sweetie, let's go outside and throw the ball around. But I want to play with the pretty dolls, Mama. Destiny pouted, looking longingly at the toys. No dolls for now, honey. You have more fun outside, Tanya encouraged, though her heart ached watching her child struggle with an identity she didn't fully understand. Years passed, and Destiny grew into a charming, soft-voiced kid. At school, Destiny was the mystery everyone admired. She had this gentle tone, almost musical, and when she sang as a chorister in church, even the adults found themselves captivated. Destiny's classmates, especially the girls, had all developed crushes on the boy with the angelic voice and kind heart. She's so dreamy, a girl whispered to her friend while watching Destiny sing during the service. Her friend corrected her, though neither girl knew the truth. Destiny was shy around the girls, partly because she didn't quite understand why they found her so fascinating. Still, she liked the attention and the friendships. It was all innocent until puberty lessons in school brought a wave of questions. During the health class on male and female development, Destiny found herself nervously flipping through her textbook, wondering why none of the male categories seemed to fit her. Why don't I fit? She muttered under her breath, a pang of confusion and anxiety swelling within her. One day, as she sat in math class, a sharp cramp took her by surprise. She gasped, feeling an unfamiliar sensation and soon realizing her seat was damp. Horrified, Destiny tried to hide the stain, but the girl nearby shrieked, Destiny, you're bleeding! Panic erupted, and the teacher rushed her to the nurse office, where the concerned nurse inspected the situation and quickly realized the truth. Destiny, she said softly, taking her hand. I think it's time to call your parents. When David and Tanya arrived, they found Destiny huddled, feeling confused and humiliated. The nurse looked at them sternly. Why did you hide this from her? David sighed deeply, explaining their choices, hoping for the nurse's understanding. After a long conversation, she nodded, promising to keep the secret, but insisted that Destiny needed to know who she truly was. At 14, Destiny's features became more masculine, her beard thickening even faster than her male classmates. The boys would grumble about how they were still waiting for theirs, enviously eyeing her facial hair, while the girls continued to crush on her, not knowing she wasn't who they thought. Destiny, however, had developed feelings for her best friend Ebuka. She admired his intelligence, his sense of humor, and how he treated her, without the awkward admiration other girls showed. Her heart would race whenever he smiled at her. But Destiny knew it was impossible. She couldn't be honest with him about who she was or how she felt. Her classmate Blessing, one of the most popular girls, finally worked up the courage to ask Destiny out one day. Standing nervously in front of her, Blessing confessed, Destiny, I think I like you. Do you want to go out with me? Destiny's eyes widened. She stammered, I don't think, Blessing, I don't like girls in that way. Embarrassed, Blessing narrowed her eyes. Fine, she snapped, her pride wounded. But later that week, Blessing anger turned into curiosity. She had noticed Destiny and Ebuka growing close, and it irritated her to think she had been rejected. It was during a clinic visit when the truth unraveled. As Destiny was rushed into the clinic again for severe cramps, Blessing was in the adjacent bed, supposedly asleep. She overheard the nurse talking to Destiny about her gender, her unusual upbringing, and her health concerns. Blessing's eyes flew open in shock. She could hardly believe it. Destiny was a girl? The humiliation burned inside her. She had fallen for a girl and been turned down. The next day, Blessing began dropping hints, taunting Destiny subtly in ways others didn't understand. But Destiny got the message loud and clear. Cornering her after class, she pleaded, Please, Blessing, don't tell anyone. I'll do anything. Blessing sneered, Anything? All right, Destiny. You'll be my boyfriend, fake or not. You're going to play along. You hold my hand, stand by me, or everyone's going to know the truth about you. Reluctantly, Destiny agreed. She went along with Blessing's charade, holding hands with her in the hallways, feeling the weight of her secrets pressing down heavier than ever. But one day, after an argument, Destiny had had enough. She refused to keep playing along. In her rage, Blessing shouted the truth to their classmates. Shock rippled through the school, and the hallways were filled with murmurs. Destiny felt betrayed, exposed, and humiliated. She stopped attending school, retreating into her room, too ashamed to face anyone. Her best friend Ebuka tried reaching out, but Destiny refused to see anyone. The sting of judgment still fresh. Late one night, a knock sounded on her window. Surprised, Destiny opened it to find Ebuka climbing in. It gave her a warm smile, despite the bruises on her heart. Ebuka, she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. Why are you here? He looked at her unflinching. Destiny, I always knew something was unique about you, your voice, the way you carried yourself, and your gentle spirit. It didn't matter to me then, and it doesn't matter now. But everyone knows, she said, wiping away her tear. Everyone thinks I'm a freak. Ebuka took her hands. Destiny, you're not a freak. You're special, and I don't care what anyone says. You're my best friend, and I want to be there for you. Beard and all, he added with a grin. The tension melted away, replaced by a warmth that spread through Destiny's heart. With his encouragement, she felt a surge of confidence she hadn't felt before. After some days, Destiny one evening sat with her parents in the living room. David was focused on his newspaper, and Tanya was knitting, occasionally looking up to smile at Destiny. She took a deep breath, gathering the courage she'd been building since her conversation with Ebuka. Mom, Dad, she began, her voice soft but steady. They both looked up, sensing the weight in her tone. I've made a decision. I don't want to hide anymore. I want to be a girl, openly. I don't want to pretend to be someone I'm not. David's brow furrowed, and he set down his newspaper. Are you sure, Destiny? The word can be harsh. We just wanted to protect you from that. Daniel looked at her daughter with teary eyes, moving closer. Sweetheart, you know we love you no matter what. But are you prepared for how people might react? Destiny nodded, meeting her mother's gaze. Yes, Mom, I know people will talk. But I'm tired of hiding. I have friends who support me, and I need to be true to myself. David put a hand on her shoulder. Destiny, we're proud of you, he said, his voice thick with emotion. If this is who you are, then be that person. You're our daughter, and that will never change. Tanya hugged her tightly, whispering, we're here with you, Destiny, every step of the way. The next morning, Destiny walked into school, dressed in a bright dress, a soft pink that complemented her complexion. Her hair was pulled back, her face radiant with a quiet confidence, and despite her nerves, she felt a warmth inside as she held her head high. As Destiny walked through the hall, murmurs rippled through the crowd of students, but she ignored them. Beside her, Hebuka gave an encouraging smile, squeezing her hand as they moved forward. She could hear people whispering, yet somehow none of it mattered. She felt stronger than ever. But as she neared her locker, Blessing stopped in front of her. A wicked smirk on her face, she looked Destiny up and down, scoffing. Look who decided to play dress up. Guess you couldn't keep up with the act forever, huh? Before Destiny could respond, a voice called out from the back, Blessing, just stop it! Another student chimed in, Yeah, you're just jealous because she looks better than you. The murmurs quickly turned into a chorus of boos, and students began muttering, some even glaring at Blessing. Embarrassed, she took a step back, trying to brush it off with a laugh, but no one joined in. Instead, someone yelled, Go away, Blessing, we're done with you. Red faced, Blessing gave Destiny one last glare before turning and storming off. As she left, Destiny felt a swell of relief and strength from the support of her peers. Ebuka grinned, nudging her. Seems like they have your back, Destiny. With her friends, her family, and the confidence she found within her, Destiny finally felt free. Holding her head high, she continued down the hallway, ready to embrace her true self.